Everybody procrastinates. Part of us knows this. We shouldn't be beating ourselves up over it. ADHDers are not alone in this, but the data kind of show that we do experience it as a thing that significantly negatively affects our lives in a way that it does not for most neurotypical people. Like, to exaggerate slightly, we are out here getting fired and sued and divorced because of our difficulties with executive function and beginning tasks. And they're like, well, I guess I'll just pick up that package tomorrow instead of today. I'm like, oh, brains. So procrastination comes from a couple of things. One of them is an anxiety response. So your amygdala, which is the little anxiety almond in your head, wants to reduce the amount of anxiety it's feeling about the potential of performing the task. The task itself may not be anxiety-inducing. For instance, writing. We're not in any physical danger. The keyboard's not going to attack us. We're usually in a safe place, like home or a coffee shop. But the response to it or expectations created by it may be, for example, writing that'll be read by others, or writing that we really want to be perfect. Our unconscious cannot tell the difference between those two things. And it doesn't help for our conscious to explain it. The drive to avoid something that generates fear is as powerful as the urge to find food or water. It is very, very primitive. It is not something you can bully into compliance. It is much harder for us because of our prefrontal cortex setup. This is the only place we could possibly be doing any bullying. So when we procrastinate, we may feel a little anxious that we're procrastinating because we know it's not getting us closer to finishing the novel. But all our little anxiety almond, our amygdala, knows for sure is that it's experiencing less anxiety than it would if it was doing the original thing. So we feel positive reinforcement, so we do it more. And unfortunately, for ADHDers, we are super, super wired for positive reinforcement, much more so than negative. So for us, that positive reinforcement for the amygdala is a negative thing in our lives. We want to break that, like that. Luckily, lab studies show that one of the best places to break that reinforcement and start creating new neural patterns is at the delay stage of procrastination. So we replace the delay of doing something else with our own delay. So this is going to sound really counterintuitive, but I do it all the time. It still works, even though I know how it works. And I'm just like, I'm so mad that it works because like, I feel like it's wasting time. But when you need to do something important and you recognize either that you're procrastinating with something else that you don't want to, or you're about to procrastinate, stop doing it. Just stop doing it. Get set up for the thing. So say, click over to the writing document or open your notebook or sit at your desk that you want to clean. Then just set a timer. I use these little timing cubes because they show the time countdown on the face. Set a timer, sit there for 15 to 20 minutes at least. Think about the task. Don't do anything else while you think about the task. Don't pick up a fidget gadget. Don't click over to look at social media. Just stare into space and think. So, caveat, for those of us, particularly with inattentive type ADHD or with hyperactive components, this will feel like torture to begin with. Stick with it though. The time is really important. And the real secret is to not put any other activity into this delay because that starts the cycle over again. So extremely bizarrely, what this does is reduce the urgency of the anxiety. This is like emptying the bladder of the anxiety. So the norepinephrine and the adrenaline caused by thinking about this fear-inducing task, the desire to flee or freeze or just generally avoid, basically burns out. So your anxiety almond cannot produce any more anxiety. Your body cannot physically sustain a prolonged anxiety response. It has a physiological time limit. After 20 minutes, you will probably find that you'll be able to start the original task without the temptation to procrastinate. And the anxiety won't come back because, chemically speaking, it can't yet. those neurotransmitters cannot be generated that fast. And that's when your conscious mind can override your unconscious mind and make a dent in your project. So I actually use this a lot for house cleaning in particular, and for batching and answering emails if I've been letting them sit. So you get a window of time, you really do, to work before you can physically freak out about the task again and try to procrastinate. It sounds like it shouldn't work, but it does, because brains are ridiculous. They're just the worst. I don't know who designed these things, but it adjusts the positive reinforcement cycle.